Like and subscribe right now or you're going to have bad luck for the rest of the week. There are many creatures you can encounter while diving. Some are quite common, while others completely stunned the people who met them underwater. Let's go look at them. Number 10. Giant Squid. The first entry on the list is a creature that has inspired movie writers for years upon years, and for good reason. The giant squid lives in dark, deep, and freezing water, and is a huge species of squid. It can reach lengths of more than 10 meters, or 32 feet, and weigh up to 300 kilos or 661 pounds. And, of course, just like other squids, the giant squid has 8 long tentacles that can grab whatever it wants, humans included. Fortunately for divers, an encounter with a giant squid is rare because they live in very deep waters. Some of the video footage had the divers dive to 1,000 meters, or 3,280 feet deep, to be able to capture the footage and encounter this squid. So, you don't need to worry while diving in the ocean. It is highly unlikely that you would ever encounter this massive squid. But the list isn't finished yet. There are other things to be afraid of, so let's go look at them. Number 9. Whale shark. Thankfully for the divers that encountered this massive beast, the whale shark is a gentle giant. And don't worry, they can't swallow a human. The whale shark is similar to whales in movement, feeding habits, and size, but it is in fact a shark, which is quite confusing to say the least. Found in almost all tropical waters, whale sharks are filter feeders and filter out plankton from the water around them, instead of hunting like other sharks. Many divers are specifically seeking out whale sharks to swim with, as they are very elegant swimmers and quite a sight to behold. If you would like to dive with one of these giants, the Maldives would be a perfect option, as you're almost guaranteed to find smaller whale sharks swimming in these warm waters. Just make sure to bring a waterproof camera so you can capture this very special moment. Number 8. Dolphin. Well, we all surely know dolphins. After all, they are considered to be the most loved marine animal out there. Both seasoned divers and rookies looking for a memory to make are happy to see dolphins on their underwater safari. Dolphins also love humans just as much as we love them. When they see a group of divers in their habitat, they will very often approach the people and demand attention. Sometimes people bring food with them. Sometimes only petting can be offered. But that always seems to be enough for the dolphins, as they will happily roll over to accept stomach rubs. While you could also find dolphins in deeper waters, you won't have to dive very deep, as they are also found in shallow waters. 2 diving sites where you could definitely find dolphins is at the Cape of Good Hope in South Africa and the waters around Hawaii. If you ever have the opportunity to go diving with these happy creatures, you should take it. It will surely be worth your time. Number 7. Giant ocean sunfish. The first thing that everybody notices about the ocean sunfish is that it is massive in size. They weren't joking when they named it giant ocean sunfish. These fish can grow up to 2 meters or 6.5 feet in length and can weigh up to 1,000 kilograms or 2,204 pounds. Usually, this marine animal can be found at depths of around 570 meters, or 1,870 feet deep in the sea, and are therefore rare to see in more shallow waters. However, they recently became fond of swimming around the coast of Australia, where they now can be found in shallower waters than before. Some lucky divers off the coast of Portugal thankfully had some cameras with them, and took some stunning pictures of the ocean sunfish swimming beside them. It must have been quite the experience to have such a huge fish come that close. While this giant is incredibly large, it's harmless and wouldn't be able to hurt a person. Well, unless of course one of them falls from the sky and lands on a human, but the chances of that are pretty minimal, don't you think? Number 6. Japanese spider crab. The Japanese spider crab is another one that if we met in real life, we would just back up slowly and not look back, because weirdly enough, the crabs look a little too much like oversized spiders to us. Japanese spider crabs are the largest arthropods ever found. Well, until now. Who knows what the future holds? Arthropods, in case you are not familiar with them, include lobsters, crabs, spiders, scorpions, and some insects having joined exoskeletons. Out of all of these families, this crab is the largest, and one of the biggest ever caught was 3.65 meters or 12 feet across, and weighed 19 kilograms or 42 pounds. It lives in the waters around Japan, as its name suggests. It does get eaten as a delicacy here and there, but it is widely protected and overfishing is prohibited. Fun fact, Japanese spider crabs can live up to 100 years, which is incredibly long for a crab. Number 5. Vampire squid. Well, just like our number 10, another squid also made this list. Let's see what this one has in store for us. Unlike other entries on this list, these squids were not encountered by divers directly, but had footage captured on cameras on remote-controlled vehicles. The divers that did claim they had encountered a vampire squid most likely encountered the firefly squid instead, which does cross into the diveable territory. The vampire squid, however, stays in the deep, dark seas, in a zone named the Midnight Zone, clearly named after how dark it is down there. After it was discovered, scientists named it after the flowing cape that this animal drags behind it, which was floating elegantly behind it and sort of looked like a cape worthy of Dracula. When threatened or scared, the vampire squid turns its cape inside out to reveal large spikes lining the inside of the cape. It looks quite terrifying, but in reality, the squid is completely harmless. Fun fact, the vampire squid is neither an octopus nor a squid, but its own species. Guess it was too late to change its name. Number 4. Giant pyrosome. Strap yourselves into your seats for this one, because we guarantee that most of you have never seen this creature before. Out of all the creatures divers can study and meet in their little expeditions, the pyrosome is one of the rarest among them. This giant is a tube-like creature that also glows due to natural bioluminescence. Living in warmer waters, this animal can be found floating in shallow seas, but can also be found in deeper depths. Sometimes called a sea pickle, this creature can reach up to 30 meters or 98 feet in length, and it is wide enough for a human to fit inside it. Even though it is that big, the pyrosome is actually completely harmless because it isn't only a single creature. The pyrosome is made up of multiple teeny tiny organisms called zooids, which wouldn't be able to survive on their own, which is why they gather in colonies of thousands of them. And that can lead to huge worms in the end, though smaller ones can also be found. Number 3. Frilled shark. The next entry on the list looks a little scarier than the rest we have discussed so far, especially if you are afraid of sharks. But the thing is, it doesn't even look similar to any other shark, which makes it even scarier. The frilled shark can be found in 1,500 meters or 4,921 feet below the water's surface, and in multiple locations, reaching from Norway, Scotland to France, and Morocco. Fortunately, divers only rarely encounter this shark due to the depths of which it swims. But can you imagine that everything is dark around you and a flashlight only reaches so far? And then you see this swimming at you with its mouth open? That's surely the stuff of nightmares. Luckily, humans aren't on this shark's dietary plan, as they mainly feed on squids, octopi, sea slugs, and smaller sharks and fish. So, even if a diver were to swim anywhere near it, the chance of getting eaten is minimal. Let's hope this shark just doesn't one day decide that it would like to swim closer to the water's surface. Number 2. Black sea nettle. These elegant and very big jellyfish don't swim in shallow waters very often, and are therefore not often able to be studied very well. Though, if you would like to try your luck, they live in the waters of the Pacific Ocean and can sometimes be found in Monterey Bay, Baja California, and Mexico. From their head all the way to the tentacles, this jellyfish can grow up to 8 meters or 26 feet in length, and can be 1 meter or 3.2 feet wide in diameter. That's just a little terrifying, knowing that they are so much bigger than any person they might come across. Not only are they massive in size, just like other jellyfish, they can also sting. If you happen to get stung by one of these giants, it's not very likely to be fatal, though you'll be in pain for roughly 40 minutes, which isn't very nice either. The fish this jellyfish hunts are a little more unlucky, as the sting from the sea nettle will certainly be lethal for them. Number 1. Giant isopod. Our number 1 entry could give some people nightmares just by looking at it. Though harmless to humans, the giant isopod looks like it came straight from a sci-fi movie, in which humans encounter a dangerous alien. From the top, they may just look like an oversized underwater beetle, but seen from the front or underneath, they seem a little creepy, don't you agree? The giant isopod species is native to the cold and deep waters of the Atlantic, Pacific, and Indian Oceans. Knowing that they can only be found in cold and deep waters adds just enough factor of fear into the whole mix. As aforementioned, the giant isopod is not dangerous to humans, but it has dozens of sharp claws on its underside that will most definitely nip you if you give it the chance to. Many people don't know this, but it will also bite if handled without gloves. Fortunately for us, this wound is not going to be very big, as their mouth is rather small. So, what do you think? Did we miss something? If yes, let us know in the comments below. We'd love to hear your opinion.